whatever kept kicking the ball over onto our side. At first, I thought it was just somebody playing, kids playing, and it just happened over here. Then I saw it was intentional. Then I saw it was a little person. I think what it was, maybe this was cuckoo crazy, was okay. Maybe the boyfriend that I had actually escaped from the circus, and the circus was next door. It was next door because it was a house next door, but the circus was next door. But maybe because he escaped from the circus, and whoever was kicking the ball was like, hey, we let you go over there to, you know, try to get some other kind of humans to help us, but you chilling too long, so they're trying to get him to come back. But then further, when I thought about it, or the feeling came to me, I didn't really intentionally think about it. Oh, excuse me, that there was a lot of corruption over there, that perhaps he was supposed to be trying to gather us to help, according to some of the circus people, but maybe it was a trap to get more people to come over to the circus or be kidnapped by the circus. And he wasn't doing that. So that was one factor of it. And the other factor was there are people that were really needing help, and he wanted to help them, but the government of the circus or whatever had him acting duly, like, in order for him to survive, he would have to, you know, pretend to be helping them, or, he was kind of acting duly, like Two-Faced it. But he was somehow okay with me. But when people act or behave that way, eventually they're going to harm the other people too, or be two-faced with those people. And I remembered, gosh, I get so thirsty when I'm trying to talk. But I remember another part of the dream. It's like, I don't know if God's trying to get me not to talk about it. I don't know what the situation is, because this happened yesterday too, at key moments. Excuse me. So, or I'm not getting enough air because I'm yawning, which may make sense because my nose is stopped up. But the other part of the dream, oh, also when they went and roughed him up in the back, even though the house that we was in was reminiscent. Ooh, it's just taking me back to my whole history. The front part of the house is like my daddy's people's house way back in North Carolina back in the day. The inside of the house was my best friend that was a boy's house when I was little. The backyard of the house was like the clothesline and stuff from 334 Freeman Drive after my mom and dad divorced and where we lived. Wow, boom. Just caught it all. Just caught it all. Okay. Ooh, I just got chills up the right side of my body. Coincidentally, right leg is always tingling weird, but yeah. But continuing on. So the part of the dream that I didn't remember at first, it was about work being in this big cosmopolitan area, very futuristic, and supposedly going to work. And one part was real big, cosmopolitan, real nice, one portion of the dream. There was another portion of the dream where it was like I was dog near homeless, but I was trying to get to work. And I was trying to get to this big cosmopolitan area. Going through, I seen this neighborhood before. I don't remember exactly where I saw it, but it was very country. Maybe it was Homestead, Florida, but I had this shopping cart, right? And it had my work stuff in it. Nope. It initially had work stuff in it, but it ended up just being paper bags. And I was walking with the cart. Stuff was falling out. Brown paper bags. But I was okay with it. And I slept like in some, I don't know where I slept. It was like a laundromat, but it was closed in and closed off and kind of abandoned. But I was hiding in there and I slept, and I woke up to go to work, and I had this shopping cart, and I think it was like a red-orange shopping cart, and I had on like a red dress. Very stylish, very chic. And I was rushing to try to get to work, walking through this neighborhood with my shopping cart, and I was like, gotta leave this cart behind. And I got to this real big cosmopolitan area, about to get on a bus. Something happened on that bus, and the bus wasn't a regular bus. It's like a shuttle bus, like it traveled by air, kind of like a traveled by air, kind of somehow reminded me of, maybe this is a memory of a dream that I had of Marta, but it reminded me like of a subway. Yeah, Marta had subways too, but it was like a subway, but it was a lifted train. And part of the dream was like an underground city and above ground city. The dream is starting to come back together now. So it started off with that thing about me sleeping there. It's like a cycle. I don't remember, circle. And then, from there, me going to work. Oh, man. And then actually, it was an interview. Oh, man, the more the dreams coming back. It was an interview, and it was this building. And I remember actually working in this building in real life. I think it may have been downtown Atlanta. Um, and I was in the elevator, and I was trying to go to the fourth floor. The person pressed for, but I wasn't ready. And somehow, just as the door opened, the way it was set, the elevator opened right into the office, right? And I try to go to the side of the elevator and press one so I can get down to the first floor and kind of gather myself. But there was an officer or somebody else on the elevator. They pressed four already and got off. And when the door opened, it's like I dropped everything I had in my hand. So I had tissues because my allergies must have been acting up. So it looked like garbage. I had tissues, folders, they all dropped. And there was a lady sitting there like in a salmon colored suit. And I kept on going down and I was embarrassed. So I went back downstairs. But then when I somehow gathered myself and came back up, I realized that there were other people interviewing for that position too. So I was going to work, but I had an interview as well. Maybe it was a different day. I don't know. But, when I got off the elevator, there was a waiting room. One side of it where kids were playing in front of a TV, and I didn't notice them until later. Then the other side of it, I keep having dreams about kids now. I don't want no kids. Hell no. But that's scary to me. First of all, I'm too old. That's something I never want. I don't even like the thought of it. That and marriage, nope. But can you say the word? But yeah, so the other side was like a waiting area, and there was three people sitting on. I was waiting to be interviewed. One of the guys got up. It was two girls and a guy. He got up so I could sit. I sat. And that's when I noticed the kids were over there. And there was some discourse. It was a real dark-skinned girl. There was some communication about that. And nothing major. Then that's the part where I started going home. On my way home, I think, on the train afterwards. Yeah, more of the dream came back to me. And that's how I ended up on the porch. And then it's like a big cycle because the porch is how it kind of started probably. And it just went from there. But good morning again. That's weird how I wasn't expecting to remember the dream. I just came back because I had this interpretation of the dream. And then it brought back the other memories. But anyways, of the actual dream. Yep.